Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collegeville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked I be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collegeville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collegeville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple. Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the Chiefin' Crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me. K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, all the boys,
High school, champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to Belleville East High School here in the hustling, bustling town of Belleville. We're here, well, because your Kahok boys volleyball team is here, so we have a reason to be here, and that is to bring you this contest between Collegeville and Belleville East. It is the Southwestern Conference opener between these two teams, and we welcome you once again. My name is Todd Duke. Welcome in to the pregame show, brought to you today by Chiropractic Works in Collegeville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives, all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collegeville. That location is 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road there in Collegeville. You can give them a call at 618-343-3602 or online at chiropracticworkscollegeville.com. Well, the Kahawks come into this contest 3-6 on the young season. They are under their fourth-year head coach, Mike Nichols, who brings with him a record of 35-38. Belleville East, they are a perfect 7-0 on the year. They are coached by Joe Nesbitt, who is in his 10th season as the head coach of boys volleyball here at Belleville East and has 155 wins, 69 losses, and 6 ties. Well, Collinsville saw a brief 2-match win streak come to a close last night with a 3-set loss across the river to the Afton Cougars, 25-21. 25-12 was the middle game, and 25-22 was the final game. The Kahawks started the year with 4 straight losses as Collinsville looks to fill the void left with the graduation of the 9 seniors who were there from the onset of boys volleyball at Collinsville High School. The Kahawks started the new season 9 days ago and suffered back-to-back losses at home to Saxony Lutheran and a 2-1 loss on the road at Granite City. Collinsville then came here and took part in the Belleville East tournament where they went 2-3. The 2 wins were against Metro East Lutheran and Maryville Christian Academy. The Kahawks followed that tournament up with a 2-1 win at Alton Marquette Monday night before falling at Afton last night. Collinsville has had only 1 home game so far, and that was to open the season. After tonight's game here at Belleville East, the Kahawks finally returned home Tuesday, where they will take on the Edwardsville Tigers, and Zach Roseman will have the call for you on that game on the Kahawk Broadcast Club's student network. Right now, he and Chris Kettler are live streaming the softball game between Collinsville and Edwardsville, and at last check, there was no score into the second inning. Well, while Collinsville is into their 4th season with boys volleyball, Belleville East is starting their 16th season in the sport and are coming off back-to-back seasons as regional champs. Head coach Joe Nesbitt started the program at Belleville East back in 2009 and coached boys volleyball for the first 2 seasons before taking over again in 2017. The Lancers are undefeated so far this year. As I mentioned, they started with a 2-set home win over Granite City, then swept their way to a championship in their own tournament with 5 wins. After a successful Belleville East Invitational, the Lancers followed that up with a 2-set win at Althoff Monday night. And while Collinsville has had only 1 home game, Monday's match at Althoff was the first road game for Belleville East. The Lancers have had a lot of success in boys volleyball with 5 regional championships, but no farther than that, and only 1 Southwestern Conference championship. That came back in 2012. O'Fallon has won 8 of those, and Edwardsville has won the other 5. Had a chance just a little while ago to catch up with Collinsville head coach Mike Nichols, and we'll pass that conversation on to you next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
My name is Rayshawn Taylor, collegiate basketball player at SIUE. At the end of January, I had an ACL injury. I've been searching for ways to come back as best as I can after the construction. Dr. Chris introduced me to the Sofwave machine. I'm gonna be honest, at first I was kind of scared because I didn't want it to shock me and hurt me too bad. And I had heard something about it, and I did my research on it, and it turns out it didn't actually hurt. It just was a good pain. It just finding where it hurts to promote the healing, and that's exactly what it did. I've actually had this surgery before. This time I feel like I'm back on my feet quicker, much faster. I'm much stronger than I was up to this point last time, and honestly I feel like I could play right now. I'm excited to get back on the court. Thankful that Dr. Chris introduced me to this.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Regg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Regg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville Kahawks and the Kahawk Sports Network, as well as the Kahawk Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Regg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Collinsville, located at 1008 Vandalia Street, or call Jason Regg at 618-223-5215 or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahawk alums. Located at 1966 Vandalia, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is your one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pitmaster. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning sauces and rubs that supports our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com or call 618-855-8855.
The Ortho Gold TRT tissue regeneration machine is revolutionary new technology. It's known as a shockwave machine. In the hospital setting, it's lithotripsy. The machine looks sort of like an ultrasound head, but it's much different technology. It drives sound waves into tissue at 3,500 miles an hour. It's a 3 to 5 minute non-invasive treatment. This is revolutionary technology. It's great for acute, which means, injured tissue. New injuries per se, also chronic conditions. We have many people who have canceled knee replacements and shoulder replacements and treated lots of plantar fasciitis, foot, ankle problems. Overall, the OrthoGold TRT soft wave machine is revolutionary technology. We've been very excited to bring it to our practice, and we've already helped a tremendous amount of people with it, and we're looking forward to helping a lot more.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. It is my first look at this year's boys volleyball team for your Collinsville Kahawks. I know that Zach Roseman had a game earlier in the year, and we thank him very much so my daughter and I can go attend a hockey game. But anyway, Collinsville's at Belleville East. It is the opening of Southwestern Conference play. And joining us now is Mike Nichols, Collinsville's fourth-year head coach. Well, with the pandemic season being canceled, this is the fourth year of the program, and this year kind of seems to be a rebuilding year, which is really rough to say after 3 years. But, man, you lost a lot to graduation last year.
Yeah, losing 9 seniors is always tough to bounce back from. But we got a lot of young guys that are getting better every day, so we're looking forward to the rest of this season and next season and the season after that. We start a lot of sophomores.
Yeah, so young team, and there's a lot of that going around, too. Talk about last year's team for a moment, if you will, because I was doing the math, man. You lost like 90% of your statistics from last year to graduation.
Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, it was a fun year last year. Those guys kind of started the program, and it was fun seeing them get better each year, and ended up having a really good season last year. But now I'm ready to focus on these guys and see where we can get in the next couple years.
All right, Stanley Carnahan played significant minutes last season as a sophomore. He returns pretty much as the most seasoned guy that you have on this year's team. So how much are you going to lean on the junior for leadership this year?
Not only leadership, he's the energy on the court. We played in Afton last night. He led the team with 8 kills, led the team with the energy. It's great having him back, and it's fun watching him play.
Tell me a little bit about, I know you have a hand in all 3 levels, freshman and JV as well as varsity. And since I'm just now trying to catch up with boys volleyball this year, tell me about the 2 younger teams.
Well, we tried to make a freshman-sophomore team happen this year. Had some injuries, had some guys quit to play soccer. So that we are only 2 levels, JV and then the varsity team. But we got a lot of guys on JV. Jordan Taylor came out this year. He's doing great in middle. He's getting better. Then we got Gabe, who's doing a great job liberoing that team. So they're doing some good stuff, too.
Any changes to your coaching staff from last year to this year?
No, a lot of the same. Coach Dave Boger came back. Coach Katie Reckleins came back. They help out when they can. Coach Barsh has been a big part of our practices. We like having her around. And then obviously Coach Swartz, the JV coach.
All right, tell me a little bit about more of the, you have a handful of seniors. They didn't see a lot of time last year, so tell me about their contributions to this year's team.
One of our seniors, Robbie Freeman, he's one of our co-captains, defensive guy. It kind of stinks because 3 of them are all battling for defensive positions, so I don't have many defensive positions available. But then we got Austin Zagorski on the right side. Ken Diaz plays a little bit on the right side as well. They just work hard at practice, and they love getting in the games and working hard then too.
All right, tell me a little bit about the Belleville East Invitational that you guys played here just a little while ago. So you're kind of used to the gym by now.
This third time this season already. It was nice. We finally got a couple wins. It was a cool setup how they had that tournament going. ran into some tough competition with St. Xavier from Kentucky. They ended up playing East for the championship of that tournament, and it was a heck of a game. They were a heck of a team, and East, as usual, is a heck of a team too.
All right, tell me a little bit. We're going to go backwards in time about the win at Alton Marquette the other night.
It was nice. They took the first set from us. It was great seeing the guys bounce back and take the next two. Just the fact that they can win a couple games and get a little of that experience under their belt. Hopefully it'll transition to more wins in the future, but we'll just keep working hard.
All right, and you mentioned you were in Afton last night across the river. You lost in 3 sets, but from looking at the score, the first set and the third set were very, very competitive. You throw out that middle set, you guys played pretty well.
Yeah, we were missing Drew in the middle. Had he been there, I think it would have been a little bit closer even. But yeah, they really battled in the first set, third set. But Afton had a pretty good team. They had a lot of size, and they played a pretty good game.
All right, so you have Belleville East here tonight. You didn't have to play them during that tournament, did you? And now you get to see them. I know you watched them during that tournament, so tell me what your thoughts are on Belleville East this year.
Their returning outsides are incredible. They're going to be all-conference nominees at the end of the season, so trying to slow them down, try to keep them out of rhythm, keep their offense slowed down is going to be a key for us, but it's hard to do against them.
All right, what do you want to see from your guys?
Just work hard, play every point as hard as they can, and see where we end up at the end of the night.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mike Nichols, your Collinsville Kahok varsity volleyball head coach. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we'll throw starters your way, and then we'll get things going, all on the Kahok Sports Network.
My name is Rayshawn Taylor, collegiate basketball player at SIUE. At the end of January, I had an ACL injury. I've been searching for ways to come back as best as I can after the construction. Dr. Chris introduced me to the Shockwave machine. I'm gonna be honest, at first I was kind of scared because I didn't want it to shock me and hurt me too bad. And I had heard something about it, and I did my research on it, and it turns out it didn't actually hurt. It just was a good pain. It's just finding where it hurts to promote the healing, and that's exactly what it did. I've actually had this surgery before. This time I feel like I'm back on my feet quicker, much faster. I'm much stronger than I was up to this point last time. And honestly, I feel like I could play right now. I'm excited to get back on the court. Thankful that Dr. Chris introduced me to this.
We love to have you come work for the city of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to Gateway Center, Parks and Recreation, and City Hall. Our employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the city of Collinsville.
Looking for a more upscale place to have a few drinks and some great food? Look no further than the Speakeasy Parlor in Maryville. Come inside for some one-of-a-kind crafted cocktails and some elevated bar food that highlights fresh ingredients. Then, try your luck in the private slot machine room. And don't forget to check out the Speakeasy sister company, Plan Shop Live, just 3 doors down. Plan Shop Live is a health-focused lunch cafe open Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 3. Speakeasy Parlor, 2713 North Center Street in Maryville. Open 7 days a week with happy hour specials during the week from 5 to 7 p.m. Speakeasy Parlor in Maryville, 618-205-3540. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville Kahawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from Kahok Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200. And once again, we welcome you back to Belleville East. Almost set here for some boys volleyball between Collinsville and Belleville East. And here are your starters. We'll begin with Belleville East. Caleb Day is a senior middle hitter, also a middle hitter. Another senior, Sebastian Scholes. Camden DeJarnay is a senior playing libero. Austin Werner is a senior outside hitter. Keegan Rose is a junior setter. Outside hitter number 1 is Damian Watson, a senior, and the other outside hitter is Jackson Byers, who is a junior. For Collinsville on the outside, you have Evan Wilkinson, a junior, as well as Cade Simmons, another junior. Your middle hitters are Stanley Carnahan, the junior we talked about in the pregame show, and Andrew Balsidis. He is also a junior. Your setter is Colin Wagorski, a sophomore. Your right side hitter is Japal Hudson, another sophomore, and your libero for Collinsville is another sophomore in Lucas Zagorski. JV team lost here in straight sets, 25-6 and 25-14. And we are just about ready to go here with this first set here on the varsity side. Collinsville will serve first, and first up in the service category is Colin Wagorski. 28 serves so far in the year with only 2 errors. Good for 92.8% and a couple of aces to his credit as well. And that one was a kill right off the bat by Caleb Day. So Belleville East jumps off to a 1-0 start. And already a substitution, I think. Well, I had a number 14 and a number 15, so number 14 just came out, but number 15's in. And that's I didn't have a 14. So we're going to check this as we go along. Damian Watson is number 14, and Tice Watson is number 15. So as long as I say Watson when 14 or 15 hit, I'm pretty good. 1-0 in favor of Belleville East, and back to serve is Keegan Rose, the senior, picked up by Collinsville's libero Zagorski. They move it up front, and a hit and a partial block, but it falls in for Collinsville, and we are tied 1-1. Nice little early kill there by Japal Hudson. 1-1 is our score, and Miles Tonatello, a 5'7" senior, comes in to serve for Collinsville. Belleville East with another kill, and that one is out of bounds. So Collinsville will get the point, and the Kahawks will take an early 2-1 lead here. Got to get my volleyball back on. Been a while. One of the early sports that we have in the fall, and that one is out of bounds on the serve, so quickly it's tied 2-2. Had a few soccer games, had a couple of softball games as well. Only the one baseball game, but that'll change Saturday when we bring you Collinsville versus Breeze Central Saturday morning in the home opener for Collinsville. That one goes into the net, and Collinsville goes back up front by 1. 3-2 in favor of your Collinsville Kahawks, and back to serve for the Kahawks is Lucas Zagorski. Zagorski on the year, 26 serves, just a couple of errors himself, 1 ace, 92.3%. That one goes in. Collinsville gets another point, and the Kahawks off to an early lead at 4-2. Another serve coming up here for Lucas Zagorski, the 6'3" sophomore. Zagorski serves it into the back. Belleville East picks it up, and Watson couldn't get it over, and too many hits on the Belleville East side, and Collinsville extends that lead out to 3 points now at 5-2. And another serve coming up here for Zagorski. And he'll send it all the way to the back line. That one's in, and that's an ace by Zagorski. And Collinsville off to a surprising early start here when you're talking about a team that's been playing boys volleyball for 16 years, and this is Collinsville's just their 4th year in the sport, and the fact that Belleville East is off to a 7-0 start. Yeah, I didn't expect that, but it's a long way to go, and Belleville East just brought themselves back to within 3. It's now 6-3 in favor of Collinsville, and going back to serve is number 16. See, I don't even have a 16 on either. I do. Caleb Day. Never mind. I had to scratch that number 3 out. So Caleb Day, 45 serves on the year and 15 errors. Collinsville stays with it, and into the back line it goes, and just a little bit too far off of the hands of Austin Zagorski. So now the Lancers are back to within 2, and another serve coming up here for Caleb Day, the senior middle hitter. And that's a rocket shot, popped up in the air at the scorer's table, and too far to give chase for Colin Wagorski. And just like that, Belleville West has climbed all the way back to within 1. And another serve coming up here for Caleb Day. At last check, scoreless between Collinsville and Edwardsville in softball action from the Collinsville Sports Complex in the 3rd inning. And that one is off of the hands of Zagorski and all the way off the back wall. And just like that, we're tied. 6-6. Caleb Day enjoying some service time back there. He's got a rocket of a serve. That one's out of bounds, so Collinsville will get 1 point back, and Kahawks jump back out front by a score of 7-6. I heard of August Kent. I don't have an August Kent. So, Belleville East back to work. Collinsville gets the block, but it stays on their side of the net. And once again, we are tied. Early season rosters, man, I tell you what. Sometimes they're pretty accurate, but sometimes you'll find a couple of mistakes. And that has been the case on both sides of the roster. Now back to serve. It is Tice Watson, and Watson serves it into the net, and Collinsville goes back up front by 1. Evan Wilkinson checks back into the game, but going back to serve is going to be Robbie Freeman, the 5'7" senior, who got a lot of time playing soccer in the fall. And Freeman serves it up all the way too far. So now we're tied at 8. Back and forth we go. Collinsville had a 6-3 lead at one point. But it's now 8-8. And the serve by Belleville East, picked up by the libero, and without even trying, he hits the ball over the net. And now a net violation by Belleville East will give Collinsville a point, and the Kahawks back out to the 1 point lead at 9-8. Here is Andrew Balsidis back to serve. Andrew, 6'4" senior, 21 serves, 5 errors, has 3 aces. Belleville East goes to work, and a kill shot over here on this near side by August Werner. And once again, we are tied, this time 9-9. Jackson Byers, the junior outside hitter for Belleville East, going back to serve. Oh, excuse me, wrong side. Camden DeJournay is going to serve, and he does so. A little lob shot into the middle, picked up, moved up front. Carnahan tries to send it over, but he hits it into his own net. So back to a 1 point lead now for Belleville East at 10-9. And another serve coming up here for DeJournay. And again, a little lob shot in the middle, over for Wilkinson on the far side and into the back line. Belleville East trying to get it back over, and a shot that's just a little bit too far off of the hands of August Werner. And right now, no one wants to run away with this game. We just keep on going back and forth. Oh, they're going to change their minds. So they say that was partially touched. So take away the point for Collinsville, give the point to Belleville East, and now it's a 2 point lead for the Lancers, and that results in another serve by DeJournay. Wilkinson picks it up, sends it over here to the near side. Mooched up front. And Carnahan sends it over, and a little touch over, and Wilkinson touches it right back. And now a pass that just a little bit too far over the Kahawk side of the net will result in a Collinsville point. Colin Waligorski back to serve for Collinsville, and that's going to be too far. So back to the 2 point lead now for Belleville East, 12-10. Tice Watson checks back in, and back on the service line for Belleville East is Keegan Rose, a 5'10" senior, and that one's out of bounds. So Collinsville gets one of those right back, and it's a 1 point game once again. Coming in to serve is Miles Tonalato. Wilkinson will go out. And Zagorski comes in to take the place of Freeman. And Tonalato is serving, and Belleville East setting it up, and off of a partial block up front by Zagorski, it falls down. And Belleville East now has a 3. No, they gave that one to Collinsville. Okay. I'll take it. 12-12. Another serve coming up here for the Kahawks. Down the line it goes. Popped up in the middle. Now over here to this far side. That one almost went out of bounds, but Zagorski got a hold of it, and then off of a partial block, Belleville East keeps it alive. Here is DeJournay, and then sent over and just a little bit too far, but they're going to call a violation against Collinsville, and they're going to give that point to Belleville East. So, Lancers will go back to serve, and August Werner, the 6'2 senior outside hitter, tasked with that responsibility. Throws that ball up there. Off the top of the net, those are always tough. Everybody's bracing for a rocket shot to come their way, then it hits the top of the net and slows down, and everybody's caught off guard. Cardinals lost their season opener today, 7-1 out in Los Angeles. They'll try to regroup tomorrow, as this time Werner hits one into the net, and that'll give Collinsville back a point, and the Kahawks are just 1 point away from tying this thing up. And back to serve is Lucas Zagorski, who started us off by serving in this first set. Moved over here to the near side for Belleville East, blocked up front. Nice job there by Balsidis. And Collinsville does indeed tie it up at 14 each. Another serve coming up here for the libero, Zagorski. He's the only one out there wearing the white jersey, everybody else in purple. Lancers have on their sky blue jerseys. There's a big kill right there from Byers. I wouldn't want to step in front of that one. 15-14 in favor of Belleville East. And back to serve it up once again is going to be the other Watson, Caleb Day. Day has a rocket of a serve too, and there it goes. Ticks the top of the net, but not enough to disrupt anything, and Collinsville Zagorski tries to tip it over. He can't. And the Lancers with another point, as Austin Zagorski didn't get enough of the ball. 16-14 in favor of Belleville East. Caleb Day with another serve. And that one's way too far. Sometimes that's the problem with those guys that have that power serve, is sometimes they miss the part of their hand that gets it straight and down, and this one stayed up and went long. Serve coming up for Collinsville. Kahawks trail by a point. They'll send it over to the far side, taken care of over there by the libero, and down it goes, and that one's in. And the Lancers go up by 2. Damian Watson will come back into the game. He'll go back to serve for Belleville East. 17-15 in favor of the Lancers. And the serve on the way. Into the back, picked up by Zagorski. Sent over to the far side, make that the middle, and sent over by Balsidis. And then a block up front, nicely done again by Balsidis, and Collinsville will get the point. 17-16, Kahawks are staying in this one, as Robbie Freeman will check back into the game to serve. Evan Wilkinson comes back in as well. He'll take his place over on the left side. Freeman sends the ball over into the back, into the middle, pushed up front, tipped over by Belleville East. They have to scramble for it. They do. And they'll send it over here to this side, and another big kill by Byers. And now it's an 18-16 lead. We're getting kind of late in this first set, excuse me. And speaking of Jackson Byers, he'll go back to serve. Byers sends that one too far. So back-to-back serves by Belleville East. That's just a little bit too far, and it's a one-point contest once again. Collinsville has never won a set against Belleville East. Belleville East swept both last year in 2 sets, the home and away. And the Lancers trying to set it up over here on the near side. A little backwards tip. Collinsville sets it up for Wilkinson over on the far side, taken care of in the middle. Popped up by DeJournay, and then off of a partial block up front by Carnahan and Wilkinson. And then that ball comes down. Collinsville gets the point on a little net violation, 18-18, and now we are going to have a timeout taken by Belleville East. And we are going to take a timeout as well. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Back here at Belleville East, Kahoks and the Lancers of Belleville East are tied, but no longer. Serve just goes a little bit too far from Robbie Freeman. And back to a 1-point lead for the Lancers. Edwardsville has scored a couple of runs in the softball game. They lead Collinsville 2-0 after 5 complete innings in that contest. So I'm glad to hear that the Kahoks are hanging tough with a very good Edwardsville team. Nice job by DeJarnay to dive and get that one out of there. And then a send over and net violation. Point belongs to Belleville East. They're the first ones to hit the magical mark of 20. 20-18. And here once again is Camden DeJarnay to serve it up for Belleville East. Picked up by Collinsville, sent over on the first shot. Now into the middle and sent over here to this side, and a kill shot there by August Werner will give Belleville East a 21-18 lead. And now we're going to have a timeout called by Collinsville, so we'll step aside for another moment. And we're back after a timeout on the Kahok Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420.
Lancers scored. They get a minute on these timeouts, but they only took 30 seconds. I'm in the middle of a commercial. And the next point also belongs to Belleville East. So now the Lancers all of a sudden just 2 points away from taking this first set. And they set it up in the middle. Caleb Day with a big kill shot. Collinsville keeps it alive. Nice job up there on the front of the net by the Kahawks. Oh, what a block that was by Carnahan, but he blocked it so hard that it went all the way out of bounds. And now the Lancers are 1 point away from wrapping up a first set victory. Back to serve it up once again is Camden DeJarnay. You're never going to see a harder block than that by Carnahan. Into the middle it goes. Picked up by Freeman and sent into the middle once again Carnahan. And that one's killed by Day. And that is going to do it for the first set. 25-18. Kahawks held their own during that first set, but they end up losing the contest, and Belleville East is 1 set away from taking away a match victory here tonight. So 1-0 in favor of Belleville East. We take a break, set number 2. That is what we have coming your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background-checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
We are underway in set number 2. These people don't take all the time in. You get 3 minutes in between, and they took about 2.5. But Collinsville starts off getting the first point. Kahawks had a couple of leads in that first set. They had a 6-3 lead early, and then it went back and forth with 1 point leads by both teams before Belleville East, and that's exactly how the game ended there with a kill by Caleb Day. And now we are tied 1-1. JV softball team lost 16-0 to Edwardsville. Varsity game still going on. Here is a serve by Drew Nutzling, the junior. Collinsville takes care of it. Now Zagorski sends it over, picked up into the back, moved over here onto the near side. Kill shot good. Off of the hands of Jackson Byers. Between Byers and Caleb Day, man, there's some rocket shots flying around here. 2-1 in favor of Belleville East. Excuse me, that was August Werner who served. Picked up into the back by Lucas Zagorski, the libero. Now Carnahan has to get it over. He does. DeJournay picks it up, and a kill shot over there on the far side. That one had some juice on it too by Tice Watson. As I mentioned, they've had boys volleyball here at Belleville East for 16 years, so this is a program that has a lot of experience. Collinsville, this is their 4th year. They were supposed to start in the one that got canceled by the pandemic. And with the graduation of 9 seniors, this year is almost like starting over again. And there's another kill shot by Day, but that one goes out of bounds. And Collinsville will get rewarded with a point there. It's 3-2 in favor of Belleville East. And now Zagorski, the sophomore, will go back to serve. Young team, so they're going to get some experience here. And hopefully over the next few years, they'll figure it out. That one ends up going over. I thought it went into the net and came down. My eyes deceived me. 4-2 in favor of Belleville East. Serve coming up here now for Caleb Day. Day sends a sinker onto the back line. Picked up by the Kahawks, and Zagorski sends it over. Day takes care of it on the Lancer side. And now Werner sends it back over, unable to dig it out of there. Was Tonelato, and it's now a 5-2 advantage for Belleville East with another serve coming up here for Caleb Day, the middle hitter. Day sends another sinker, picked up by Zagorski, moved over into the middle, sent across by Balsidis, and then Belleville East again with another kill, and this one also belonging to Tice Watson. So the Lancers have a 4-point lead here in the early going of set number 2. Caleb Day back to serve it up again. Day and Zagorski sends it up front. Into the middle it goes, sent across by Balsidis, but after a partial block. And now over here to this side and sent back over, but Japal Hudson already hit it once. It came right back to him, and Colin Waligorski tried to come to his rescue, but just couldn't get there in time. And Caleb Day back to serve it up once again. Day sends it over, picked up by one Zagorski. Back over here to Hudson, and Hudson gets a kill. That's his second of the match. 7-3 in favor of Belleville East. And now Collinsville will serve. Pop up into the middle, sent up front. Now over here to the near side. Shoved down, taken care of by Zagorski, and then that one goes a little bit too far. Well, they're going to say it didn't go too far. It was tipped out of bounds, so Collinsville will pick up the point. 7-4 in favor of Belleville East. And another serve coming up here for the Kahawks. Popped into the back line. Shoved up front, set up by Rose, and into the back, a net violation. So Collinsville gets the benefit of the doubt there and picks up another point. Kahawks back to within 2. Again, popped up into the back, sent up front. Rose sets it up on the far side. Partial block up front there by Balsidis, and this point's going to belong to Collinsville. Or excuse me, Belleville. 8-5 in favor of the Lancers. Tyson Watson back to serve. Watson delivers, and that one's too far. Freebie for Collinsville. Kahawks are back to within 2. Evan Wilkinson checks back into the game. So does Robbie Freeman. Freeman will go back to serve. Freeman delivers into the back line. Picked up, moved up, and into the middle. And that one's down big. Long kill shot there by Werner. All the way from the back row from one end to the back row of the other end. And Jackson Byers will go back to serve for Belleville East. Sends it up into the back, taken care of by Zagorski. And immediately sent over on a nice job there by Sebastian Schultz. And Collinsville's return volley off of that kill shot was just, well, it hit so hard off of the hands that it went out of bounds on the other side. 10-6 now in favor of Belleville East. And here is Jackson Byers. Byers to serve it again. Does so into the back. Zagorski kind of had a weird hit there, and it ends up going out of bounds. And a little miscommunication there between Diaz and Balsidis. And the point belongs to Belleville East. 11-6 in favor of the Lancers. Another serve coming up here for Byers, taken care of again by Zagorski. Set up on the far side, just tipped over. And Belleville East goes back to work, and they'll send it on to the back line, and that one stays in as well. 12-6. Lancers have doubled up the Kahawks. And yet another serve coming up here for Jackson Byers. Byers sends it over. Zagorski pops it up. No one in the back, but nice job there to get back to it. Collinsville sends it over. And now setting up over here on the near side and off of the hands of the Kahawk player, Robbie Freeman, and out of bounds. 13-6 in favor of Belleville East. And continuing to serve is Jackson Byers. He's been back there for a while. Byers. Here's the whistle. Now he's ready to go. Byers. Zagorski sent it low, and no one there to help him out. Now 14-6 in favor of Belleville East. Jackson Byers, is he getting tired of serving? Probably not. He delivers another. Zagorski pops it straight up into the air. Set up in the middle now for Balsidis, and there you go. Andrew picks up a kill. And Collinsville gets a much-needed point, but they're still doubled up by Belleville East, 14-7. For his efforts, Balsidis gets to serve. He sends it over and into the back line and just a little bit too far. So the Lancers get that point right back. And now Camden DeJournay will go back to serve. DeJournay sends it into the middle, and Freeman thought it was going to go out of bounds, but it hits right before the back line. And a ace belongs to DeJournay, and he'll get another serve. 16-7 in favor of Belleville East. That one's into the net. Collinsville will get one of those freebies right back. But the Kahawks are still doubled up as Japal Hudson checks back into the game, as does Colin Woligarski. And Woligarski will go back to serve. Into the middle, and kind of a miss hit there, but getting it right back, and a block up front by Carnahan. That's his third. Also helping that effort out was Japal Hudson. And Collinsville gets another point. They go back to work, and over on the other side, a miss. Swing and a miss by August Werner. And Collinsville climbs back to within 6, 16-10 in favor of Belleville East. Colin Woligarski enjoying some service time. Sends one into the middle, popped up backwards, but moved up front and sent over. Nice dig into the back by the Kahawks. Set up over on the far side for Wilkinson. Set him up just a little bit too far. And a net violation by number 1, Evan Wilkinson, will give that point back to Belleville East. Led him just a little too far with that pass, and that sent Wilkinson into the net. Here is Keegan Rose back to serve now for Belleville East. Pops one over onto the far side, and that one's going to be sent over right off of the candy cane stripe and out of bounds. They got these little candy cane poles on either side of the net, and if the ball hits one, that's considered out of bounds. So another serve coming up here for Rose. 18-10 in favor of Belleville East. Into the back it goes, and it stays in. Everybody thought it was going to be hit too far. A couple of times, Collinsville's been victimized by that, and an ace by Keegan Rose. Rose ready with another serve. Sends it over. That one is too far. So Collinsville picks up a free point. 19-11, though, in favor of Belleville East. And coming in to serve is Miles Tonelato. Tonelato likes to serve from the far side. Sends it into the back. Taken care of by the libero, DeJournay, and killed over here on this near side by Tice Watson. And there is point number 20. Collinsville trails by 9. Big uphill climb here. Augie Enriquez is what I've been told as his name is, and that one's too far. Collinsville will get a free point. He wasn't on my roster or the roster that Mr. Steven Stott gave me, because he's doing the game on the Belleville East channel right next to me. Zagorski serves, and a center right over on the first shot. Now Zagorski sets it up to Hudson. Hudson knocks it over with a soft touch. Now over here onto the near side, sent over, and a net violation by Collinsville will give Belleville East their 21st point. Looks like we got a bunch of underclassmen coming in maybe for Belleville East, but not the case with Caleb Day. The server extraordinaire is back to serve up another one. 21-12. Picked up by Zagorski. Set up into the middle and unable to get it across was Balsidis, and another point belongs to Belleville East. Lancers just 3 points away from a 2-set sweep. Caleb Day back to serve again. Quentin Enriquez checks into the game for the Lancers. And another serve by Day. That one goes into the net. Jayhawks lost the first set 25-18. Collinsville had a 6-3 lead early in that one, and then the teams went back and forth, trading 1-point leads for a while. Collinsville had a 1-0 lead here in this second set, but that's the only lead they've had so far in this one. Serve, sent over, picked up. Oh, nice block up front by Collinsville, and then it's sent into the back and unable to do anything with it after the Balsitis block. Collinsville couldn't handle the hot pass or the hot shot, and Belleville East now 2 points away from victory. Serve coming up here for Tice Watson for Belleville East. Watson brings it over, and Collinsville couldn't dig it out. So the Lancers 1 point away from wrapping up a 2-set victory. Tice Watson, we'll see if he can do that here on this serve. Match point on the line here. 24-13 in favor of Belleville East. Watson sends one that's in, barely on the back line, and that's going to do it. Belleville East wins both set. First set 25-18, second set 25-13, and that is going to send us into our post-game coverage, brought to you today by LC's Pub in Caseyville. LC's Pub, great food, great service, served up daily at LC's Pub in Caseyville. You can check them out at 605 North Main Street in the good old town of Caseyville, just a stone's throw from Kahok Stadium. You can call LC's Pub for carryout. They'll cook it up for you, have it there waiting for you. 618-855-9007. Post-game show, that comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our Kahawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a Kahawk, always a Kahawk. Hashtag Kahawk Family. Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
And we welcome you back into the LC's Pub post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Quick night here at the old Belleville East Gymnasium as both JV and varsity lose in straight sets. And joining us now in the post-game show, Brenna Swartz, the assistant coach to Mike Nichols and the head coach of the JV team. How are you, dear?
Pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad. I haven't talked to you since, like, what, November?
October.
October?
End of October.
Yeah. Let's move that just a little bit closer. All right, so spring break, how you enjoying it?
This is only day one.
I know, but still.
Yeah.
And they got you working here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just
all right.
comes with it.
Yeah, I know. You're preaching to the choir here, girl. All right, so talk to me a little bit about your JV team. I have not done my homework on JV volleyball as of yet, and I know the whole program is almost in a kind of a rebuilding mode because of everybody that you lost last year.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about your JV K-Hawks.
So last year we lost 9 seniors, which made a huge difference. So we knew we were going to have a lot of younger kids, and a lot of them that we ended up keeping, they haven't played before, but we just got to take it one day at a time and teach them how to play the game.
Yeah, so I know that there's not enough to get a freshman team and then a JV team and then a varsity team. So how do you kind of balance that with the freshmen trying to learn this game, get that experience they need to become JVers before they become varsity players?
Yeah, a lot of my kids from last year, they've actually done a fantastic job of stepping up and helping with the less experienced kids who are coming in, especially with our freshmen. So they've been a huge asset to that.
Do you, off the top of your head, do you know how many freshmen you have?
No.
No? Guess? No.
No.
All right, so 25-6, 25-14. So you improved from the first JV loss to the second JV loss. So you're taking the baby steps where you can get them, and you kind of build that ladder to work your way up, right?
Yeah. Well, and Belleville East has a very well-established program, and they are usually top dogs, especially in our conference. So we kind of knew it was going to be a difficult game going into it, and so we kind of just focus on the little things of what we can do on our side and how we can make improvements to what we are doing.
Yeah, 16 years of experience is a lot more than 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the varsity game that we just watched. 25-18. That first set was pretty good. Collinsville had a 6-3 lead early on.
Yeah.
Then things just kind of started going back and forth. They traded 1-point leads, but I thought you guys played very well.
Overall, yeah, I was very impressed with how they came out and played tonight. It looked like they were ready to compete, and that's what they did in that first set. And I think, unfortunately, that second set, they just kind of got in their heads a little bit. And, yeah, especially the last, 7 points of that first set, too.
Yeah.
I think they just kind of panicked a little bit.
Man, I'm telling you what, they got some servers over there for Belleville East. Those things must have been flying around at about 75, 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what speed, but it was definitely fast.
Yeah, all right, the second set, 25-13, like you said. And sometimes we see this with the girls' side, too.
Yeah.
You lose that first set, it gets into your head, and the second set is kind of bothersome.
Yep, and then it's a very mental game overall, and so to go from being neck and neck with the team and letting them get the next 7 points into going to a fresh set, it's hard to make that transition mentally.
Yeah, and then you guys did the same thing in Afton the other night when you had a very good first set. You only lost 25-22, but then that 25-12 middle set, and that kind of set you up for the third set, but you held your own in that third set the other night as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're pretty good about that. When they can get all focused and on the same page, it's great, but it only takes one thing to set it off.
All right, my dear. Well, this is my first game of the year with you guys. We'll have a lot more, so I'll see you down the road.
All righty, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is Brenna Swartz, the assistant to head coach Mike Nichols and the head coach of the JV team. And at last check, Chris Kettler sent me a text saying that it was 2-0 in favor of Edwardsville in the softball game in the 7th inning. So getting kind of late in that one. I can't believe we finished before they did, and they actually got underway at 4:30. So that is going to do it for us here this afternoon, and we have the day off tomorrow. So everybody have yourselves a good Friday. We're back at you Saturday morning. We have the Kahok baseball home opener for your Collinsville Kahawks as the Cougars of Bree Central visit Fletcher Field. We'll be on the air at around 10:40 a.m. First pitch is scheduled to fly on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. So a big thank you to Mike Nichols joining us in the pregame show, and another big thank you to Brenna Swartz joining us in the postgame program. My name is Todd Duke. And until Saturday morning, everyone have yourselves a fantastic rest of your Thursday.